Hey, YouTube, Bees here, Beyond Bees, your go-getter guru. Did you know Apple just became the first trillion-dollar company? You may think it's because they sell amazing and expensive products, but the truth is what they actually sell is marketing. In this video, I'm going to show you an amazing marketing strategy for selling your products online. But more importantly, I'm going to show you a practical approach for establishing your why. Stay tuned, because you definitely don't want to miss this one. Favorite TED Talks is by Simon, where he talks about the golden circle and how great people and great companies inspire action. People don't buy what you do or buy into what you do. They buy why you're doing it. So how you enjoying Miami?
Yeah, very good.
What are you gonna do next?
I think on the beach. Maybe.
Nice, man. Take it
Yeah,
easy.
all
right. So in that talk with Simon Sinek in 2009, I think, he actually uses Apple as an example.
I call it the golden circle. Why, how, what. Every single person, every single organization on the planet knows what they do 100%. Some know how they do it, whether you call it your differentiating value proposition or your proprietary process or your USP. But very, very few people or organizations know why they do what they do. I use Apple because they're easy to understand and everybody gets it. If Apple were like everyone else, a marketing message from them might sound like this. We make great computers. They're beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. Want to buy one? Meh. Here's how Apple actually communicates. Everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo. We believe in thinking differently. The way we challenge the status quo is by making our products beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. We just happen to make great computers. Want to buy one? Totally different, right? People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. The goal is not to do business with everybody who needs what you have. The goal is to do business with people who believe what you believe.
As you can see, this mindset, this approach, it's what drives behavior. It drives loyalty. It's why people would stand in line for hours to buy an Apple product when they could just go into the store 2 weeks later and get it right off the shelf. It's why Apple is where they are right now, the first trillion-dollar company. Why do you think I'm here showing how I'm enjoying this beautiful scenery on this beautiful day on a channel that's meant to show you practical methods of setting your goals and achieving them? Do you think it would be as effective if I was at home on my couch in bad lighting, eating chips? It's marketing. It's showing you what I believe and why you should be interested.
People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it.
Knowing your own why is important so that it can reflect what you believe. And once you do, the people who also believe it will flock to your cause. And you wouldn't believe how high the conversion rates would be. So how do you put this into action? How do you make it into a practical strategy? Let me show you a 4-step marketing strategy that I've used to help me earn over 20K in 1 week. Okay, everybody, I think you're really gonna love this one. As promised, here are the 4 easy steps to hyper marketing. The key right here, as you can see, are track, GSN, influencers, and retarget. I'll explain more about what each of those are as we go along.
Okay, first thing is tracking your visitors. The moment you decide that you want to sell a product online, you probably are going to use Shopify, which is one of the most amazing platforms for selling products for e-commerce. Or if you want to use something like WordPress with the WooCommerce plugin, definitely another good option. But Shopify, we'll focus on Shopify for now because Shopify just, I feel it's more complete. Everything is built in, you have everything you need, and then you have the scalability of all the plugins that you can add. But the first thing you're going to want to do is set up and install your Facebook pixel, right? So if you're not familiar with what a pixel is, definitely leave a comment in the notes, and I will create a video for you on it and explain it in further detail. But your Facebook pixel is a piece of code that Facebook has that you can then install or put onto your website. You can have your developer do it for you. It's really easy to do, especially within Shopify. And then it will track every visitor that comes to your site. It'll track what they do on your site. It'll track that they clicked on X amount of products, or they actually added the products to the cart and then they left it, they abandoned it, or they actually completed everything and fully converted, right? Then Google has something similar, which is part of their Google Analytics platform, and it's their Google Analytics tag. It's just like a Facebook pixel, same thing. You install the code for that tag onto your site, and then Google will track everyone that visits your site. And both Facebook and Google pretty much know just about everybody that's on the web. So they will be able to identify the characteristics of the visitors to your site and the attributes of those visitors, right? So they'll say, okay, you have the 80% of your visitors are within this age group, or within this location, or they have these interests, right? And this is why people love Facebook so much, especially when it comes to ads, is because people put that detailed information into Facebook willingly. Google, they're able to ascertain it anyway because they've been tracking you for years, right? So you definitely want to set up both. Even though most people focus on the Facebook pixel, you want to set up both right from the beginning so that you are immediately tracking every customer that comes to your site and their activity. Okay, next thing is Google Shopping Network, GSN. Right? Now, this is not Google AdWords. This is what everyone knows or thinks of when they think about Google Ads. They think of this platform called Google AdWords. Google Shopping Network is actually a separate platform that Google has. Right? They're very much related, and to the average person, they look at it and think it's the exact same thing, but there's actually two separate logins, two separate interfaces, and the way they behave are completely separate, right? And setting up your Google Shopping Network account is somewhat difficult. They have all types of little rules and regulations and things that you need to add, and your site has to have definitely needs to have your TOS, your terms of service. It has to have a physical address. It has to have some sort of phone number for people to contact you. There's certain rules that they have, and then there's the configuration of the site itself in order to actually have it set up. So Google, because it's a little bit difficult, and because of the fact that Google really wants to compete with what Facebook is doing with their Pixel, as well as Amazon, and I'll explain a little bit more about that, they'll give you help in setting up your Google Shopping Network account and platform. So definitely call them up, and it's free help, and they'll, you schedule an appointment, and they'll walk you through everything and get you up and running. So just a little bit more about Google Shopping Network ads versus Google AdWords ads. Here's an example of me searching for garlic press. All right, so when you search for a garlic press, what most people are familiar with are the links that show up in the results down here, starting with Amazon.com:OXO. Those results, those links to certain pages, that's part of Google Ads, AdWords, right? And that's what people are familiar with. But Google Shopping Network, what you see here in this box, right? Sometimes you also see it on the side, on the right side here with these different images. This is something new that they're focusing on. Not that new, but new to many people, right? You can also access the full list of the platform right here if you were to click on the shopping link at the top. All right. But the difference here is that it's about pictures. It's about seeing the product beforehand. And these are links directly to the listing page. So if you have a page called garlicpressemporium.com, instead of Google AdWords taking you potentially to the Garlic Press Emporium main page, the home page, and then you have to find the product, Google Shopping Network takes you directly to the exact model that you're looking at, the one that shows up here in the pictures in the Google Shopping Network results. Right? So this is more effective. This is more efficient. Customers love this because they see the product that they want and then they can click right to it. They know the price, everything, and it goes right to it. They know the site that it's coming from. And this is where I mentioned that Google's really trying to compete also with Amazon. When you go to Amazon, you are 9 out of 10 times, maybe 10 out of 10, if you type in garlic press, you're trying to buy a garlic press. You're not really researching it. You're trying to buy it. Maybe you're just researching price, comparing price, but you're really trying to buy it. Google, on the other hand, you could go to Google and type in garlic press and maybe just wanted to know about it for a paper you're writing or something. I don't know. So the difference here is that Google wants people to come to, like, hey, don't worry about searching in Amazon. Come to us if you want to actually buy the product too. Come to us. We'll show you the product not only on Amazon but everywhere, and then you can purchase, get directly to the product that you're looking for and purchase directly that way. All right, so they're really putting this push on Google Shopping Network, and I think the conversions are incredibly higher compared to Google AdWords when you're selling physical products. So definitely, this is a big step in our 4 easy steps to hypermarketing. What's the purpose of even setting up a Google Shopping Network? Well, because we have our pixel already set up, right, and our Google Analytics tag already set up and tracking people, we want to drive traffic to our site. So this is one method of doing it. And this is going to be the most relevant traffic that you can drive, because someone sees a picture of what you offer and they click it, they're highly interested in it. As opposed to if they saw a link and they're like, I'm not sure if this is what I'm looking for. Is this information or is this actual product? Oh no, I clicked on it and it's not what I'm looking for. Let me go back. And then, you don't get a relevant traffic hit for your pixel and your tag. All right. So Google Shopping Network will give you more relevant information. The third step is influencer marketing. Now, many of us know what this is. It's become all the rave in modern day marketing. It's where you have a social media personality, famous personality, someone that has a lot of followers, and you approach them and ask them to market, shout out your specific product.
See, now here is where the power of why starts to take shape. You're reaching out to super focused Instagram pages. For example, people don't follow Instagram pages about dogs unless they are really into dogs. You are matching your why with the why of others who are the most likely to be interested in your cause.
Now you're going to a specific group, a specific page that is hyper focused on a specific niche and topic, right? A topic that's related to your product. You're selling dog collars, well, you're going to a dog lover Instagram page, right? And this is where the power of why really begins to show, because you're aligning your why, you're aligning your message with people who have already expressed what their interests are, right? So the top sites for this are definitely Instagram. It's probably the most important one, and you could argue between Instagram and YouTube. You get a lot of product unboxings and things like that on YouTube. So between both, I would definitely consider having both in my strategy. Instagram influencers, YouTube influencers. But don't forget about Facebook groups. People forget about this a lot of times. There's groups on Facebook, maybe a dog lovers group. And then, if you could see how active the users are in there, and then you can reach out to the admins and see if they'll promote your product for you, or create some sort of giveaway, some sort of contest in order to reach the members of that group, right? And then as they go to your page, you already have your pixel set up from step 1, and you are going to get more relevant traffic again. So you're already getting the relevant traffic from Google Shopping Network, and now you're going to get even more relevant traffic from the influencers. But you'll get higher conversions, even more so than the Google Shopping Network from my experience, right? This has been the key, where I spend little to no money and get my product in front of these influencers. And then, you know, if I find an influencer on Instagram with 500,000 followers, if even 1% of those followers convert into, you know, from a promotion from that influencer, and then they go to my page and actually purchase my product, even 1% will be amazing, will be awesome. And it probably cost me, I don't know, $100 or less sometimes to get that promo to be done. And if you want to know more about how to find the right influencers for influencer marketing, definitely leave a comment below and I will create a video on that as well, because I have some very amazing tips and techniques that you can use in order to, you know, really improve how you select your influencers and get the best conversions.
Those who start with why have the ability to inspire those around them. And inspiring the right audience is the trick to hypermarketing and better conversions. They are the most likely to be passionate about your message.
People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it.
Last but not least, the fourth step in the 4 easy steps to hypermarketing is retarget and remarket. Now, this is where the magic of the magic and power of Facebook ads really come into play. All right, so it's called retargeting in Facebook, but Google also has an option within Google Analytics called remarketing. Right, so this is the point of having that Google Analytics tag set up. Then you create a remarketing campaign in Google AdWords. Now's the time you can use Google AdWords, and you know, it'll be more effective, more efficient. It will have the exact attributes of the people who visited your page, what they like, what they're interested in, and then you can scale it like you would never believe. Right, so you in Facebook, for example, you'll create this thing called custom audience. Right, so the audience is based off of the visitors to your site. So one custom audience could be everyone that's visited my site. Another custom audience could be everyone that visited and added a product to their cart, but they didn't purchase. So now I want to retarget them, and you know, it's part of my abandoned cart sequence in order to catch these people again. So, you know, maybe they just needed one little more push, a little bit more, in order to convert. Another custom audience could be everyone who visited and actually purchased something. All right. Now Facebook knows their demographics, their interests, their location, everything. And if you have a custom audience of say 1,000, members, 1,000 people, right? Now you have this thing called a lookalike audience, and you can scale even more. So from the custom audience of 1,000 relevant people, we're going to scale and do a lookalike audience of 1 million of people that have the same attributes, similar attributes, right? And those are going to be most likely to also want to look at your product because they've liked the similar pages. They've also liked the dog lover page. They've also liked join this group that's related to dogs, right? And they're also in the same demographic of people who, are spending a lot of money on their dogs. So now they're more highly relevant, and you found a huge audience of people who will most likely convert. So this is the power of this entire 4 easy steps of hypermarketing. You first set up your pixel and your Facebook, your pixel and your Google Analytics tag. So you track, you start getting some initial traffic from Google Shopping Network because it's more relevant than the other methods. Then you use Instagram and Facebook and Google groups, Facebook groups and YouTube to do some influencer marketing and get even more highly targeted people. And then you scale on a huge platform like Facebook and Google to people who are also similar to those who you've already proven are interested in your product. All right. So this is the key. This is the technique that has earned me more than 20K a week on my dropshipping sites, for example. And it's just something that I highly recommend everyone use, especially if you're a beginner and not familiar with how to really use Facebook ads and their attribute targeting, right? Especially if you don't have enough money to waste on testing through multiple ads and seeing which ones convert, and then fixing your audience, and then just keep going on and on and on and spending money until you get a more relevant audience, a more relevant lookalike audience or custom audience, right? Instead of going that method, you follow this method. You reduce your expenses and you get highly qualified an audience built off of these steps, and then you scale and drop all the money that you want on it, because you will get your conversions will 10x, 20x, or even more. Okay, so this is the 4 easy steps of hypermarketing.
Now, it is the same concept with interests on Facebook ads, but this is much easier. Not to mention, I've liked plenty of pages on Facebook which translate into targeting interests for Facebook ads, which were just like maybe a friend that wanted me to like their page. Maybe it's an interest that I no longer like. On Instagram, I don't follow a page unless I'm really into it, because I'll see their pictures all the time. So there you have it, folks. Remember, 1, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. 2, find your why, and then others who believe your why will follow you with passion. They'll actually become champions for your cause. And then 3, use my 4 easy steps to hypermarketing to maximize your conversions. So remember, as part of the Goal Getter Guru community, set your goals to reach your goals. You will be a guru too. I'm Bjorn Bees, and if you like what you're hearing, remember to smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and stay tuned for more amazing content with Goal Getter Gurus. I'll catch y'all later.